Good evening and welcome to another Link to the Past randomizer. Game 3 between prdwong and He's Just a Boy. This is the third of 3 games between the two in round 2 of the 2019-2020 Challenge Cup. Both these runners fighting for their lives in the tournament, hoping to get to the next round. But with the way this series has been going, who knows what's going to happen. Either one of them could do a number of things to pull off a win here. I'm Lumaga, and welcome to Zelda Speedruns. I am joined in the booth with me, my co-commentator, Amarith. How are you doing, Amarith?
Good evening. I'm excited to see this match. It looks like the winner of this goes on to play Trip in round 3. And tonight looks like we have Sword Assured. And do we know of any of the other settings that were changed?
It is Assured Sword and 6-6. I'm not sure who changed which, but it doesn't matter at this point. They gotta do what they do now. 6-6 and Assured.
6-6 has always been an interesting thing, whether it comes down to you actually do get to choose what your 6th dungeon is and which 7th crystal you get to ignore, or if you're kind of forced into doing a specific 6 and you have to figure out what the seed is trying to make you do.
Indeed. Well, we're off, and two different spots to start in. prdwong, starting in Link's house, picked up the Bamos medallion right away. So as you're saying, there may be a dungeon you can skip. We'll see if that's either one of our medallion dungeons.
Yeah, or if that Bombos ends up being our access to Ice Palace. Who knows?
Of course.
Ooh, killing that bush crab just a little bit too early to see before what they drop. And just some bombs on Uncle.
Right, could have been a bush crab with bombs or even some rupees, which would be very useful for Kakariko. Speaking of bombs, it looked like there were bombs up in Lumberjack, was that right?
That is correct, so we will not be seeing a Lumberjack today. We won't be seeing Aga for Lumberjack today, that is. And looks like prdwong is going to continue on and do Escape for us, while He's Just a Boy goes on to Lost Woods and Kakariko.
It makes sense with the Assured Sword, because you don't have to worry about, randomized weapons. Weapons here, there's a bow in the drop down of Lost Woods.
Yeah, speaking of randomized weapons, hey, that's a nice one to see early.
Of course.
Quick map check, 5-6 crystal in desert, and we got a blue pendant over in Eastern Palace, just a regular crystal over up in Hera.
So interesting, we got an early bow, and it's a pendant Eastern, so I wouldn't be surprised if you saw the runners go there quickly, because there's no danger of double dipping, and it is an early sphere check.
True, but they may be wanting to push it off just because it is a pendant. Maybe wait until you have Dark World access and like a mirror, get the whole pod in Eastern Palace in one fell swoop if there's anything in Eastern that you need once you get to Palace of Darkness.
Oh, sure. I've seen runners put off pendant Eastern for the longest time, too.
The mail in the Escape there for prdwong, a shovel in Blind's house for He's Just a Boy. Both routes kind of paying off in their own way so far today.
Yeah, we're going to have to see the value of that shovel. Likely we'll route it in immediately after these Kakariko checks. prdwong looks like he may be taking a death warp just after this. No, just save and quit.
Probably thought about it depending on what he found there, but getting a bottle kind of make you want to head over to Kakariko and start cashing on that value.
Yeah, unless He's Just a Boy finds a bottle in these next few checks, prdwong will be the only one able to check Sick Kid in Kakariko.
So nice slight advantage there, and a good half-year investment return on the bottle vendor there. It looks like prdwong is going to skip the Lumberjack check for now, at least until he either is forced to do Aga, or has boots, or is forced to go up the mountain.
not so much in the chicken hut. We'll get the back of the tavern, and gonna have to skip Sick Kid just for now.
That's a nice spot for flute, though.
Yeah, go activate that baby, and then you got fast travel around the world, which is great. I'm on some save and quits, so you just flute to wherever you need to go.
Yeah, we'll likely see a South Shore play on He's Just a Boy side after this. Depending whether he decides to check library and race game or not.
I mean,
some players
might as well get those out of the way.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I know some players have a tendency to just skip them outright.
Well, he's just a boy doing just that. Right to South Shore, no library, no race game just yet.
Now that's a good chunk of change for some Zora money there.
You stole the words right out of my mouth. This early, you got the flute. You don't have gloves or flippers, so Zora's not going to be in logic just yet. But when you have to get there, you'll have plenty of money for it. Now, interestingly enough, he fluted to South Shore, did pick up the shovel fairly early, and is not only skipping library and race game, but also the shovel. When you get a fetch quest early, you kind of want to check it.
Yeah, sometimes it's one of those like itches that it's like it's better to ignore it for now and then go to it later. Maybe probably wanting to check it in when he's going to like I said, if you get Dark World access, you can get your mirror pretty early. On top of that, you can route that in doing the digging game, Stumpy, K45, all those fun checks.
Yeah, routing these things seems much easier when you're watching and not playing. We got Mini Moldorm, and we get a Fire Rod. Go 1 1/4 heart pieces, another quarter, and the silver arrows.
Some nice early silvers.
All right, we are armed to the teeth with silvers and that Fire Rod.
Yeah, I'm already starting to wonder, like, what dungeons we're going to be able to skip starting to get all these really nice weaponry.
Pending on the big key layout in Eastern, that does possibly put it in logic fully. So I know we just talked about maybe skipping it, but with what you've found so far, you might want to consider it sooner than later.
The seed might be poking me with a big flaming tree branch saying, hey, go to Eastern.
Well, plenty of checks before that. We do have Sahasrala, we have library and dig game we haven't seen, just $50 on Sick Kids, so smashing the piggy bank. And with that flute, we do have 2 checks up in Death Mountain.
That is true. Already prdwong activating his flute, and he's just a boy looking like he's heading to do the escape check. I'm gonna pick up his bottle. I didn't see, did prdwong already turn in his bottle? Was that anything?
That was $50. 50 rupees. So prdwong continuing at the traditional route of checking the last 2 checks in Kakariko. We'll see what's on library and race game. Potentially go to shovel. Quarter heart. So that'll be the last time we see that one.
So far, still no signs of unnecessary boots just yet. So until now, they're just going to be a convenience item. That's just money on the race game.
Yeah, so he's just a boy who's going to save a little bit at a time, not having checked those. And he probably won't come back unless he really needs to. When you hard abandon something, you're not going to come back to it anytime soon.
Yeah. We are getting that shovel check.
Well, just a nickel, so there's 3 checks that he's just a boy. Very fortunately for him, checked. Or did not check, rather.
Yeah, just very nice time save. He'll likely, like I said, was saying, route them in early, like later with when it becomes a little bit more efficient too. But it still should be an overall time save.
Wong, whereas He's Just a Boy had saved and quit, flued now. Oh, he has not done the dam yet. That's right. He went over to 8, did Ice Rod Cave, and he'll have to do these dam checks and the mini Moldorm checks.
Yes, and he's just always setting up that Death Orb. We're gonna go check out Dark Death Cross by the looks of things. See whether it's an item or a key back there. Technically,
Now,
in
if
logic,
there is a
we do have
key,
the Fire Rod.
it is in logic. If we go to Dark Cross with that fire rod, as you say, but is the back of escape in logic also with that fire rod? If we get a key.
If we get a key, yes, it is.
All right.
I'm pretty sure. I believe it's accessible, considered accessible from both sides.
Well, making use of those torches to light the way and not taking chances against the ropes and the rats here.
Yeah, a couple of them getting in the way of that fire rod shot. Ooh, beat him up just a little bit.
Yeah, took a death trying to light the torches and kill the enemies as prdwong picks up his silvers and fire rod out of mini Moldorm. He's Just a Boy gonna head back for another try.
Can't blame him. It could be what the seed's wanting you to do right now, but also I like where prdwong is going right now. I'm gonna check out Sahashala, probably dip into Eastern and see what useful's all in there.
Knowledge of the green pendant, I think, would be very valuable too.
Alright, what's in the back of Sahashala's closet today? Hook shot! And some red mail, so that'll get us to east side of Death Mountain.
Indeed it will. Yeah, so fluid up there and hook shot across the broken bridge. You get Paradox Cave, Spiral Cave, and plethora of checks up.
Goodbye Eastern, hello Mountain. As a 6-6, we have more important things to be doing than pendant dungeons. His boy looks like he's following suit.
As prdwong rescues the man from the dark cave up here, out of logic without the lamp, but we'll see what he gets nonetheless. At minimum, he'll get that save point.
Which is always nice considering that he has the flute now, so he can get to anywhere in the world at full health for save and quit. Interesting. Palace of Darkness is our green pendant, so both Eastern Palace and Dark Palace are pendants. It's a little worrisome when you're giving both bows that early.
There's an ice rod up there.
That is a nice rod.
I'm sorry if that gasp was audible, but you never see the ice rod that early in such an easy accessible spot. But there it is.
Especially once you've already had Fire Rod and you're just like, okay, good, at least it's not going to be the hunt for this again.
Now, PR still could be our third pendant dungeon, so you never know if we're going to need it or not.
Yeah, that would just be the worst layout of Pennant Dungeons at this point, but that was a very nice bomb jump on his side. It's actually one of the harder bomb jumps to line up. So coming up, we got Paradox Cave. Good quick 7 checks. We'll hopefully see something between some combination of hammer, hammer, glove, moon pearl, some sort of important items.
Yeah, because the specter of Aghanim is still looming here.
Yeah, and it would really feel bad being forced to do an Aga with no gloves and no hammer and no moon pearl. I've yet to see that, but that just sounds scary.
There's nothing in the bottom, and these upper checks have a bunch of money. So nothing here. We have Spiral Cave still up on Death Mountain. Before we have to decide, are we going to do some sequence breaking? Are we going to do Agina? Or go straight to Aga? Although there's no lamp, so Aga's not technically in logic.
Correct, but it's still doable if either you know the dark rooms, or at the very least, know where to shoot with that fire rod.
That's a bit beyond my skill level, personally.
It seems intimidating, but it's like every other dark room that you've done. It's like, once you've done it like once, it's not that bad. But nothing up on the floating island. We're gonna get a good spiral cave check here in just a minute once we're done.
And our restreamer,
walk of shame.
Our restreamer Jinxigo reminding us that we do need either another sword or the cape in order to access Aga. In
This is
addition to
true.
that lamp.
But so far, with the scarce amount of items so far that's been given to us, it's starting to look like it.
prdwong headed back into the castle. Did we see actually what was in the Dark Cross chest?
I have to admit, I was not paying attention. I don't know if he got there or not.
Because I don't remember actually calling it out, but it looks like that's where prdwong is going to head to.
Meanwhile, he's just boy gonna pick up his 50 bucks from the 6th kid.
I hope he feels good about himself, stealing from a sick child.
Yeah, that was his medicine money. Probably gonna go check library, race game, and shovel now and use just the boys' side, I bet.
Yeah, this is the point where you start to think, maybe I should have taken those 2 checks, plus the shovel check, which we all know is a nothing, but he doesn't know that.
Looks like Dark Cross was nothing because I didn't see anything. I would have to guess that it was the map.
Very likely. If it was a key, I would imagine they'd go further to the back, but that key is probably firmly in the back of Escape.
Yeah, so prdwong making his return trip here to Eastern. Pretty good call because that's, you know, your most dense check at this point. Between you have Zora, Agina's Cave, and really that's about it.
You actually don't even have Zora. You can't logically access it.
Not true, but
Yeah, you could get a few checks.
I always cheat Zora. Zora's always in logic.
And
if you can go
that...
see the scamfish, go see the scamfish and get it over with.
Absolutely, and having that bow, if they really were feeling sneaky, they could also splash delete, and if something important is on Zora's ledge.
Yeah, I think we have enough to do splash deletes between silver arrows and bombs, I think.
Yeah, that's one of the item setups you can use for it, among a few others. But we're going to get our Agina check down in the desert. The desert ledge was only a red rupee.
There's a moon pearl. Very important, highly coveted item.
Very cool. So that means a couple things. You could get the lamp plus a sword. Well, there's the flippers. All right. Forget all that. We have access to a whole bunch of other stuff. And I want to welcome everybody who's joining us from Go Mode Podcast who just gave us a raid. Thank you so much. Welcome to Zelda Speedruns.
Yeah, we'll likely still see prdwong at least take us through mostly to the end, if not even kill Armos, just to not have to come back here for a third time. Well, the area anyway.
Sure. He's just a boy up on Death Mountain. Gonna go grab his ice rod, and nothing found. Well, only those flippers found in Eastern, so it at least gives us access to Hobo, Zora, and the waterfall, and Zora's ledge. No splash delete today.
Yeah. Still feels a little bad though. There's still one item left in Eastern, and that's between Armos and the big key chest. But definitely kind of have to agree with prdwong here a little bit. Go check out those flipper checks because a bunch of checks just opened up to you.
It'll be interesting if he's just a boy goes further into Eastern Palace, and if there's anything of value behind that. Not in logic. Neither one of those would be in logic, though.
Armos would be in logic because we got the big key.
Actually, that's true. There's the hammer in Waterfall chest. So
we are one more piece away.
Just need a glove. Barring a glove, maybe we can get a lamp off of Zora.
Or sword or cape, and then that's the seed really telling you, hey, Saga time. Yep, I feel you on that, prdwong. I've tried to hook shot to that bush too. It's something about the fact that you're crossing over the water and then back onto the land that the game just doesn't like for some reason.
Yeah, the game's just got some weird oddities here. There's a pot in Thieves Town where you can't hook onto it either. So that was just a heart container on Zora. Didn't even bother picking it up. So, what do we have left?
Well, with that hammer, we can go up and beat us a Moldorm.
That's right, we have Hera access.
And prdwong actually did not check the hobo or the island, so that is still potentially our glove, sword, lamp, cape, anything important. I think that was our first look at our Sun Prize, and Sun Prize is bombs today. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. Not the worst Sun Prize. Alright, after these 10 arrows in the big chest, we'll see if He's Just a Boy continues onward. He does. Nope. No.
Faked you out. There's the glove.
Hello, glove. Goodbye, Agatha.
That's where I left him.
Big key, so no basement check just yet. But as long as we have the big key and don't have to worry about abandoning a chest, prdwong is going to do a Harapot play.
Which, if you can get on the first try, is quicker than just walking up, so definitely can't blame him for doing it. Very nice.
Nicely done. Launches himself up a few floors, grabs a fairy along the way, and gonna check out a big chest and the compass chest up here on the 4th or 5th floor. 4th floor.
And now here's hoping that Moldorm has the item instead of a free trip to the basement.
And as we were watching prdwong successfully do the Harapot, we did see that He's Just a Boy did check Hobo, and I think he routed over to the island. I did not actually see which either one of those were.
Yeah, I was too busy looking at the Harapot.
Our tracker telling us that Hobo was just a piece of heart. Quick
Very
smash
nice
of the
from
tail,
Moldorm.
and Moldorm goes down as He's Just a Boy also picks up his hammer from the waterfall, and we have a first strike at about 25 minutes into the seed.
And no free trip to the basement.
Yep, having found both of those items. So that's a very quick Tower of Hera. You know, you got the flute, you just go anywhere you want, you've got Dark World access. Let's go see what the pendant layout's going to be, what the crystal layout's going to be here.
I like this real quick though on prdwong, so I just go real fast. Check that back with escape, get those last couple items before you completely forget about it.
Well, we know one's going to be a key, but still 2 items here. Quarter piece of heart and the Master Sword. So there's a nice upgrade.
Yep, that definitely would have been having me worried if I'd found that first.
prdwong actually didn't do these checks because that Moon Pearl is over in Nagina's cave. So he's going to pick that up. Now he's going to have the Dark World access. So between the
That's
two, we
right.
knew what the Dark World access was, but neither one had full Dark World access.
We just had to psychic it over to him.
And there, now he has it, and He's Just a Boy, just going to follow suit real quick, get these gloves in the basement, and he'll have Dark World access too.
It's looking like we are going to get our first Dark World access through Hype Cave. Very fast 5 checks.
Alright, looks like TR is our last pendant, as expected, and I didn't see what the 5-6 was.
Oh, what a kick in the teeth.
Alright, how hype is this cave going to be? Not starting off too strong. Mirror, that's a great find. And you can do some nice routing of some other checks in between the light and dark world. Just about it, just having that mirror.
Yeah, if you head west and go to Stumpy, you can at least route in Cave 45 and Dig Game, and then on your second trip through the Blacks, you can just quickly flute around and mirror around and do that all real quick.
You know what else is open? Look at this, he's going to Swamp.
Oh wow, early Swamp. You know, I
That's
can't
a
blame
bold move, but that is our 5-6.
Yeah, I was actually going through on another tab just to check that, and yep, that is where the other 5-6 is.
Our trackers stay on top of things a bit better than we are sometimes.
Maybe they're here to keep us honest.
Of course, he's just a boy. Also doing a quick smash of the tail, takes down Moldorm, gets his 5 rupees and his all-important crystal. I guess in terms of item density, if you have this open up pretty early, not a bad play. Same thing with Pod, except Pod is just a green pendant, so not as exciting to go to.
True. I mean, this could be getting the mirror in Hype Cave could be the seed's way of screaming at you, go to Swamp. This is where all the items are gonna be, and you do it anyway, so you may as well.
We got Spike Cave up in the top of Dark Death Mountain here. He's just a boy. No invincibility items, but does have that red potion to get him through. All for 50 rupees.
So let's see, this being 6-6 is looking like our options for skippable dungeons are going to be either Ice Palace or Misery Mire.
All right, so let's say you could go mode either of those. I think it's. I have nothing to back this up, but I think it's a little bit faster, or at least consistently faster, to go mode Ice Palace, because you never know where that Misery Mire big key is going to be.
I want to say that's correct because also if you don't find, as I was going to say, the red cane, then I don't know, just finding the red cane made me completely forget what I was going to say.
Well, you thought of it, and there it was. So go ahead and think of something useful now, like $1 million.
I'm trying, it's just not operating.
Yeah, maybe later. That's a good find, though, getting that red cane. So it doesn't quite open up anything for us immediately. Alright, finding a map is the one of the sunken chests here. So, gonna be an item over on the left side of Swamp Palace. At least one.
Plus a big key. So it'll be interesting to see whether prdwong decides to dip back into Swamp or not.
And we'll get our Mire check here. So Mire today is Quake, which we don't yet have. Which gives a little bit more evidence that we might be able to skip it later.
Oh, Lot Boy, was the Mets on like Hylia Ledge? Or Hylia Island?
Well, looks like it. He's just a boy, does have them. Hence the access to the Mire area.
Well then. Might I say, if prdwong goes and checks that relatively soon, we'll probably be looking at one of the earliest go modes I've ever seen.
Potential go modes for sure. We don't know if boots are required because we haven't seen desert yet, but I think that would be about it otherwise.
Yeah, for a like 96% chance go mode, hey, I'd take it.
Sure.
At, 33 minutes in. Yep, prdwong gonna go back in and check those.
Yeah, gonna check the left side as he's just a boy going to ice. Now, if he's thinking what we were just talking about, he might also be considering go mode.
Yeah,
we'll have to see how he routes Ice Palace before we really get that sense, though.
true. He's just boy still also going to be needing one more sword at least, though, if he doesn't dip back to escape.
Well, he's got plenty of time to go find one. May just be hoping to find one along the way, if not in the dungeons, maybe in Gan's Tower. Not quite go moding, otherwise he wouldn't have bothered with this chest. Gosh, how often do you see swamp and ice as your second dungeons?
Not very often.
Alright, gets that double Stalfos kill. Gotta get these bombs just in case he flubs to one of the bomb jumps.
Yeah, with as low bombs as he's at, definitely can't blame that bomb pickup. So I believe we just have one item up here on the left side swamp for prdwong.
Say again, because he also has to get the mitts off of Highly Island.
I believe there's just one item here in left side swamp.
Oh, that's right. Yes, because he did get the map. There's the there's a hard container, so there's one. I didn't see if the compass was anywhere.
I guess
He
it
must
was.
have got the compass. Alright. Going west, gonna check out Cave 45 and Stumpy before going to pick up the mitts. Now, having the flippers, he went right to Zora, did not go to, he went to the waterfall in Zora, did not go to Hobo and the island, so he does not know that those are there.
Correct. He'll have to make his way there eventually, so everything else that he kind of does in the meantime is sort of neutral time. Just because he'll be making his way up towards like Thieves Town, and you can't really go mode Thieves Town.
Not as such, but he's still gonna make, yeah, his way through the crystal dungeons that he can, and then he's gonna run out of places to go. He won't be able to go to ice, won't be able to check Meyer. He's gonna have to hopefully remember Hobo in the island. If he remembers he didn't get one, he'll check both and he'll run across those mitts.
Well, the way that I see it, he'll probably start running out of options because he'll be sort of. What am I trying to say? He'll be put into a corner about where he can go once he starts really needing those Titan's mitts. And then once he finds them, he'll be able to go right into ice and just go mode it.
22 checks for that red rupee. So not a profitable dig game, but at least it's off his tracker now. Picking up a net in Ice Palace.
Yeah, because let's see, I can see prdwong doing Thieves Town and Skullwoods here. Maybe possibly dipping into, like, Pod afterward. But after that, he'll really have no place else to go than to check, like, the ledge, or like, Highly Island, I mean, or, like, any of the other really weird off checks.
Yeah, you're right. You get funneled into that, you know, one or two checks that you missed because everything else is locked out. So you can just isolate where that item is. So he'll get it. Not worried about that.
Yeah, and then once he has those mitts, he'll basically look at what he has to do and be like, oh, it's 6-6. I can just do either ice, which I'm right here, or Misery Mire, which I don't know the medallion of, and just make the call from there, and then it probably does ice.
Alright, so speaking of ice, we got a fight on He's Just a Boy, taking him out with a fire rod and a couple of Master Sword hits, which he also picked up.
Very nice. So that means, depending on how thorough prdwong is in ice battles, he may get his tempered there.
Now, interesting that he, did a full clear of Ice Palace, because we were talking about that is one of the quicker dungeons on the table to go mode. So, not making the best use of that 6-6 situation, but and all these early items. But we'll see what comes of this.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see He's Just a Boy start taking the entirety of just like the go mode line, just go mode death, catching what's along the way, do Skull Woods, do Thieves Town, and then make the call whether you want to do Swamp Palace or Misery Mire, which he'll likely want to do Swamp Palace over Misery Mire, I bet.
Yeah, Swamp Palace Go mode is really quick comparatively, and much more predictable than Misery Mire. Now, what's going to set this apart is going to be, is it boots locked?
It is not.
No, so we're in Go mode, aren't we?
Sort of.
There's always a catch. Yes, I guess we have the 1 in 22 chance of the Ganis Tower Big Key being on the torch.
But also, depending on the way that He's Just a Boy routes things, if he does not pick up that red cane in Swamp Palace, and the big key is on the right side, he might be running around like a chicken with his head cut off, trying to find that red cane. And judging by that mirror, yeah, he is playing this like he's in go mode.
Oh, right. So that's right. If he Go mode Swamp Palace, that red cane is in the south chest. I believe it's the compass chest. He could very well skip that. Now, question in chat, still need Quake? Now, you are right that Quake is required for Misery Mire access, but this is a 6 crystal seed. So you only need 6 crystals to get into Ganon's Tower and 6 crystals to fight Ganon. So I'm going to need to do all 7 dungeons here.
Yeah, it looks like we look out today and Misery Mire gets to be the one that'll likely be skipped.
prdwong heading out of Skull Woods, having taken down Mothula. We did not call that out, but he did pick up a 3rd crystal. As He's Just a Boy fighting Landmalus here for his 3rd crystal. Trying to snipe with those silvers, having run out of magic with that fire rod.
I think he has 1 shot left with it. He's just been really unlucky with the shots. Landmalus hasn't been playing nice with his pattern. And like I was saying, it's a little bit unfortunate for prdwong just because he's going to be checking all these items along the way while he's trying to find his gloves, and just not going to find them until he's forced to go check that Ice Palace area.
Right.
So looks like we're going to get our moment of truth here with He's Just a Boy, whether he's going to pick up the red cane or not.
Give me 1 second, I'll be right back.
This will be our first look into the Village of Outcast Thieves Town area on prdwong's side. Yeah, Ravis, I was mentioning that earlier. It'd be very interesting depending on whether He's Just a Boy accidentally skips the Cane of Samaria, depending on how full clear or how go mode he decides to go mode the Swamp Palace here. Whether he decides to do the checks along the way looking for a Tempered Sword or something, maybe the lamp. Yeah, I feel if you check the map chest, the bombable wall, right when you get down in the first flight of Swamp Palace, we'll tell whether you're probably going to go check, the south chest or the ones that are in the flooded chest in the Swamp Palace there.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. So far, nothing exciting out of the Village of Outcast area as prdwong heads into Thieves Town.
Well, there's not much more to be excited about as we have most of the items. I think maybe lamp or boots might be the only thing you really want to pick up at this point. Even lamp has limited use. Maybe powder for a nice utility.
Yeah, and it looked like He's Just a Boy skipped the map chest, so it's very likely he may very well skip the compass chest as well and not pick up the Cane of Samaria. Which would be very scary if the key, like I said, if the big key ends up being on the right side of GT, which is Samaria locked.
Worse yet, well, let's see here. No, actually, that's probably worst case scenario for him.
Because that locks out 5 checks. That's a good 20, almost 25% chance you're locking yourself out of. Not that he knows that, but... oh, here was a paying attention question, if you recall. What did Cold Stare drop? Did he drop a key?
Cold Stare dropped a key.
Then that means Ice Palace was technically Samaria locked, so he should know that the Cane of Samaria is out there somewhere and may be wanting to check a little bit more than he's thinking.
That's not really on his mind. He has not checked much here in Swamp Palace.
No, but certainly a food for thought.
Oh, yeah, having omniscience of both runners and where things are, yes, we have the luxury to think about this a little bit more in depth when we're not playing, so you definitely kind of understand that as you're going through this, you might miss a little bit of those tidbits. Oh yeah, Samaria's got to be here somewhere. But I guess we'll know in a matter of 20 minutes.
Not too
when we get
long.
to Gan's Tower. Yeah. Alright, pull off that last puff off of Argus. Break out the silver arrows. One shot takes him down and picks up his 4th crystal.
Four down, 2 to go as he's going to head over to the Thieves Town, Skull Woods area and just start knocking things out.
Yeah, and both of these runners have done kind of some dungeons the other hasn't, so we'll see a lot of overlap here in the next few minutes. The interesting thing is going to come when we have to search for that GT big key. But since we do have a little bit of time before we see some new content, be sure to give both He's Just a Boy and prdwong a follow. Both of them fighting for their tournament lives here. Both of them having a good series and having a really good game. So, give them a follow. They'll appreciate it. Be sure to give Zelda Speedruns a follow, our restreamer Jinxie Girl, and our tracker Lopeboy. Also, my co-commentator Amaris, and myself, Umaga, we would all appreciate a follow if you're so generous to give one.
And prdwong knee deep into the blind fight and gets that blind script very nice. Also gave me a little bit of a moment at the blind's basement for a bit there, because he automatically skipped that chest and had to look at his start menu for a moment and just like, wait a minute, all that's left is map, key, and compass. Okay, we're good to skip that. It was like the back of his mind knew to skip it faster than the front of his mind, and he had to double check himself.
Interesting, we're going to get a mushroom check here.
Can't blame it. Like, he's still looking for the gloves, and there's nothing but like really odd off checks left for him to check.
Oh, that's right. Those gloves are sitting on Hylia Island, which prdwong has not looked at yet.
And now he's looking at pod being his potential answer.
Ooh. This is gonna hurt. You might walk away with boots and powder out of here, but certainly no gloves.
You can't really blame the check because it is the most item dense location that he has available to him right now.
No, I don't blame this check at all. In fact, it makes perfect sense with what you have and what you haven't checked yet. So absolutely, a good play. Just having the omniscience of commentary, we know where things are. So, just you kind of feel for prdwong at this point, not having to check the island.
But you never know, it could work out to prdwong's favor, because what if the boots are here, and what if the GT Big Key is boots locked?
Or Samaria locked. Let's not forget that. There's still plenty that could work out in either direction. Samaria was in that compass chest of Swamp Palace, which he's just a boy skipped, being in go mode. And he's just a boy also nearly succumbing to the muscle memory of get the maiden, get the chest. Did not bother not needing it at this point.
Remembering, oh right, I have all the items.
Nicely scripted fight for He's Just a Boy. Now gonna pick up his 5th crystal. Only has Skull Woods left, and then we'll be on our way back up the mountain for Ganeth's Tower.
And be able to answer that ever wondering question, where is that GT Big Key?
Speaking of big keys, He's Just a Boy did pick up the big key, so on his way back to the fun side of Palace of Darkness, including Dark Maze and Big Chest. Maybe we'll see a Hammer Yum, see if we can get to that big chest quickly.
Nope, looks like we're going traditional methods today. And looks like that was Ether there in the basement of Pod. Either that or it was the map, I didn't quite tell. All I know is that yellow items are the ones that don't tend to show up in the darkness.
Our tracker marking off Ether. And there it is in the menu, so it is indeed Ether. prdwong not sticking around. Gonna go for some other checks here.
Alright, prdwong, what you thinking? Where are we going? Pyramid check maybe?
Could be a pyramid check, yes. Won't be the pyramid fairy check, does not have the other 5-6 crystal, but top of the pyramid's always a good check. Alright, Mothula sticking pretty close to the spikes, but does get squished by the hammer, as bugs usually do. And that's our 6th crystal. This being a 6-6 seed, looks like we get to play a game here. You want to play a game?
Yeah, let's play a game. Do we have the bot running on this channel, Jinxie? Is everything up and working and running right? I'll take by that start that it is indeed working. So, Ganon's Tower has 22 locations for that big key to be in. Get your guesses in chat 1 through 22. 3 if you're evil, if you like it being on the torch. And whatever 22 minus 5 is if you like it being on the right side in today's case, where He's Just a Boy will not be able to get to without the red cane. I will be evil and I want to see a race, so I'm going to guess 18 today.
Very nice. Puts it fairly far back there.
That would be behind the red cane.
That is particularly evil. Although, it could be full left side clear plus tile room.
Can't go tile room without the red cane.
Oh shoot, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
That's why it's 18 through 22.
18 through 22, yes.
Well, prdwong is still in search of those myths. Down to just a few locations for them. Like he's looking at between like Spike Cave, Zora, and the Light World Flipper checks that he skipped. So let's see what we got going on here with He's Just a Boy entering Ganon's Tower.
Yep, game will stop just as soon as he enters the tower, so last chance for guesses.
And remember, 18 through 22 if you want to be evil.
You know, Torch would also be fairly evil, too. Which today would be number 3, so first 2 checks, no big key.
Torch could be more evil because it's for both runners, but hey, there's that Quake Medallion that would have gotten us into our 7th Crystal Mire.
Yeah, so Mire was not really a choice to skip, it was hard locked.
Oh man, how bad would it be if he finds Boots here and he can't get to the key because it's on the right side. And then he decides, oh, well, maybe it's in Mire, and goes and grabs the Quake. But there's a big key. Lucking out.
Is that number 6?
Yes, I believe that was 6.
Alright, congrats to Ike here for guessing number 4, which was the closest. So you get a few points and, well, you know, pat on the back and a high five and all
You
that
did
good
good,
stuff.
kid.
Keep up the good work. You'll be promoted at this rate.
You have been a value to this company since you're joining. We appreciate all the hard work you've done here. Now get out.
Well, and now prdwong notices the mitts up on the Lake Hylia Island, so we're gonna flute to 4, get into the dark world, mirror over to the island, and finish out the dungeons that are locked by those mitts.
Which will be just Ice Palace on and the Desert Palace for him. Still a considerable bit to go, but
Yeah, a bit to go, but
this is rando, and there's no telling what'll happen.
Well, at this point, it is rather a commanding lead here for He's Just a Boy, who is firmly in the gauntlet.
Speaking of gauntlets, prdwong getting his gloves.
Nice.
I mean, hey, it is an Infinity Gauntlet.
That's true. I have to watch his health take out a blue potion to prevent a death here.
Hey, you do what you gotta do. If you're in go mode this early, you gotta be wondering, hey, maybe my opponent is just right behind me.
Yeah, actually, He's Just a Boy, knowing that prdwong is also a very skilled player, has to be thinking, you know, his opponent made the similar choices and is, yeah, maybe a room or two away from him.
So you just have to play kind of aggressively, make sure you're taking, what little safeties you can here and there. Use that potion if you really have to, but just get yourself to the end where you know you're comfortable doing things. And very interesting seeing both strats here where you normally see the Samaria strats, because Samaria is unavailable to him.
Yeah, this is actually quite a different strat. You don't see this very often.
We've gotten so used to just seeing people clear it with Kano Samaria that it's like, how often does it happen that you just don't have Kano Samaria when you're in Ganon's Tower?
So here's something to think about. We've got Fire Rod, we've got no Lantern, right? So we're gonna have some pretty aggressive magic use on the Ganon fight. He's Just a Boy did go to the potion shop and pick up at least one potion, but did burn through it. Do you know if he has another potion in stock?
I think he only had the one bottle.
Okay, well, gonna be an interesting. Have to play a little conservative with that magic. Only having the Master Sword and not stopping to pick up any more chests to try and get that tempered.
Yeah, kind of surprised at that. Or even like to see if half magic is an option along the way. Yeah, the second bottle we found was, as Jinxie pointed out, on the mushroom, but I don't think He's Just a Boy turned to that in.
Now, just prdwong getting that B in the bottle.
prdwong getting his 5th crystal, going to be heading over to Ice Palace in just a moment here.
Alright, so he's just a boy on his way to the Aga 2 fight. Just gonna squeeze right through these beetles. And yeah, he's gonna have to be a little conservative on that fire rod, but always could take a second stop at that potion shop. May have been a double.
It was at least a double, possibly a triple. I don't think so, though.
Yeah,
The shots might have been
those
too
two shots.
close.
Exactly.
So one more shot to Aggie here should do it.
Seems to be getting a little impatient, and I guess in this kind of seed, you're an hour 5 minutes in, and you're already on Ganon, facing a tough opponent. You're probably gonna feel in a hurry.
A little worried.
Yeah.
But at least he has red mail, so Ganon hugs aren't too dangerous. Fire bats, I believe, are 1 heart each. Just has to play conservatively with his health and not use magic if he has to, and he should be fine in this fight.
Master Sword's going to take quite a few spins in Phase 4, and he can, if he times it right, get 3 spins per
Well, we have
torch.
silvers, so...
Oh, right, okay, so it doesn't have to, okay. That makes it much easier. Never mind.
Yeah, we got those silvers so long ago, we forgot we got them. But still, it's also... It's the fact that he only has a fire rod to activate the torches, and so it's kind of a little important to make sure he gets that torch glitch. I think he can only take 1 more hit now.
Yeah, 1 more hit, and he'll have to start over. Does not have any invincibility. No, here's Burna. So, gonna burn through a little magic using it, though.
Every bit of that Burna is using a very, very coveted magic that he has.
Alright, this is a pretty dangerous part of the Ganon fight with 1.5 hearts and Master Sword. You do not want to get those bats on the loose.
Yeah, especially at this low health. It's bad enough that after you hit Ganon with the sword that you go bouncing and flying all over the place, but if the bat comes out too, you'll be sent an entirely another way, and that just messes everything up.
Not able to get the torch glitch, having to dodge the fire bats, but we'll pull out the silver arrows, and it's about half of his magic. He's gonna really have to be careful here.
Yeah, this has to be the shot here, he can't miss. Gets it just in time. Because he only had enough magic for 1 more fire rod shot.
What a fight, what a series, what a seed. He's just a boy, crosses the bridge into the Triforce room, wins this match with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 8 minutes and 8 seconds. GG to him.
GG's to He's Just a Boy, just as prdwong was getting his 6th crystal.
We'll see if we can get He's Just a Boy in here for an interview shortly. What a jet seed here. Now 6-6 helps, but still, an hour and 8 minutes is fast no matter how you cut it.
Without boots? Yeah. It also helps we didn't have to see some of the longer dungeons. No dip into Misery Mire at all, no dip into Turtle Rock at all.
Even pod was not necessary in this, and you know, it's not a short dungeon, it's not a long dungeon.
Yeah, so basically all the longest dungeons completely unrequired. In all essence, you could have go-moded Ice, pretty much go-moded Swamp. It was like once you had your Dark World access, all you had to do was find those mitts and you were done.
Interesting note, lamp was not required in this seed at all.
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
There was nothing behind the fire rod locked locations, nothing in Dark Cross, and none of our crystal dungeons had a dark room.
Lamp, you are useless to me.
All right, we're joined by He's Just a Boy, joining us in the commentary booth, GG.
GG.
So we were just talking that this was quite a jet seed. Even though it was 6-6, everything was available to you.
Yeah, it was quite the interesting seed. I felt behind because I did that dumb death in Castle Tower, and I really wasn't feeling so hot, and I was like, I need to make a play. I don't know what to do, and I was like, I'm gonna go into pod. That's my play. So I'll go to the hype cave and check hype cave, and then go to pod. I'll probably find my mirror or something like that there. And then I found the mirror instantly, and I was like, okay, I'm going to get my Titan's mitts. And then I was just so happy I had my Titan's mitts, I forgot I had the mirror. So I went to the mire area, and and then I just noped out, and I was like, well, let's go to Ice Palace because I like that dungeon, and maybe it'll pay off for me. And then when I was in Ice Palace, I had this realization of, nice, he's doing the spooky action glitch that I like. Yeah, I had the realization. I was like, oh my god. I was like, I have the mirror. I could have checked desert. I might be in go mode. And then I find the sword, and I'm like, I don't need boots in desert, I'm in go mode. And I just was like, kind of shocked. I was like, it's like 38 minutes in the seed. This is crazy.
Yeah, very rare you get a super early go mode like that. It's just like you start second guessing yourself, like, am I really? Is this right?
Yeah, and then like there's a lot of chests I could have checked along the way because I was a little nervous about the Cane of Samaria being required in Ganon's Tower, and yeah, and I just kind of was like, I made the gamble that I was just not going to check anything that was like really out of the way, and hopefully that every little chest of wasting that maybe PRD picked up would save me time and I'd be ahead, because I mean, I felt like completely neck and neck with him. Like I felt like it could easily be anyone's race at the end, and even though my time was extraordinary, it's like the best I've finished. I mean, it's a 6-6 seed, so 108 isn't as impressive, but yeah, it was a ride.
Now, did you and PRD talk about what happened to him?
No, we haven't talked about it yet. I tuned in and I was watching a little bit of the race, and I saw that he missed the Titan's mitts. I'm not really sure how, but because
when he did the flippers check, all he did was go to Zora, and he didn't go to like Hobo or check the island or.
Yeah. Also, I went to the eastern area and then I left with the hook shot, which, I mean, it seemed like it made sense, but then realizing that I was like, there has to be something in Eastern Palace because I need to get Darkworld access somehow, and then finding the footprints, and I was like, oh no.
Were you a little worried, by the way, when you finished Ice Palace? Did you take note that Coulter had a key, so having knowledge that Samaria was available to you somewhere?
Yeah, I did have that knowledge, and that did increase my my nervousness a little bit. But at the same time, I was like, I gotta go. I gotta make a gamble. I mean, my back's to the wall here. If I don't win, I'm out.
Hang tight 1 second. Did you just see what PRD pulled?
I have no idea what you're talking about. This is a completely normal play.
A little bit of YBA.
Oh yeah, yeah. You go to the safety room right in the top of the tower. Yeah.
Completely normal stuff.
Nothing to see here. I mean, you might as well go for broke, right?
Exactly.
While you're doing this.
And like, I knew PRD is a very strong opponent and very skilled in the major glitches categories. So I knew that I just had to make whatever play I could, and everything worked out. So that was a best seed I've played in a long time. Some Master Sword Ganon action.
That was the other thing. We were wondering, like, why you weren't checking any of the chests up the tower to try and find a tempered sword.
I just was gambling that there was nothing there, and I wasn't gonna find it. So, but look at that collection rate.
91. Wow.
And I mean, hey, it worked in your favor. If you're confident enough doing your Master Sword Ganon, have at it, right?
Yeah, you have silver arrows. It's basically free. You just got to get past the first 2 phases. I was definitely sweating in that Ganon fight, though. I did not want to use my potion when I did use it, but I mean, it's potentially take a death or not have the extra magic you're hoping for on Ganon.
Oh, I know the feeling. I was in a similar race situation the other night. It just feels bad to have to use that potion. You just want to hold on to it, but you have to rationalize that you can't and just go for it.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna get that fairy in Skull Woods. There's a fairy that came up, and I was like, "Oh, all right, I can use this bug net." And then I just caught the fairy instead. Didn't get the bug net. But yeah, that was a exciting series.
Yeah. Now I do want to talk about the next series you're going to have against Trip. It looks like maybe as soon as we get through the interview with PRD, who is on phase 3 of his Ganon fight. So again, with the Master Sword and Silver Arrows, shouldn't be too difficult of a fight as you were just talking about.
The slightly less stressful part of the fight with Master Sword.
Yeah, it's definitely nice. The fire bats started to get a little bit out of control for me. But yeah, it all worked out. This is a nice fight from PRD.
Yeah, he actually gets the hits just as soon as Ganon warps back in, rather than waiting for him to warp out. So, GG's to PRD Wong, who is going to cross the 1x3 bridge and complete his run here. Officially, he has forfeit
because he has to.
Yeah, I mean, at this point it didn't matter, but he did do the YBA just to have some fun. But GG's to him on this game and this series. Let's get him in here for an interview. All right, we're joined by PRD Wong. PRD Wong, GG's.
GG's.
Very nice Ganon Tower. Really love the execution there.
Totally didn't cheat.
Just a little bit of elevator action. So, At what point did you remember that you also had Lake Hylia Island available?
No, I knew the whole time, but you know, I just thought I would just skip it and see. It was probably nothing, and so obviously it didn't work this time. I know by the time I was coming out of pod, I was like, I think it's very, very unlikely that He's Just a Boy skipped Hylia Island and Hobo. So I put those off for last because I knew if the mitts were there, then I was kind of lost anyways. So then when I found it, I was like, well, I have to hope that it's not just the seed's not just done. So I was hoping for Ether on Mire, and then I was hoping for Desert to be boots locked, and then I was hoping for the GT Big Key to be somewhere trolly, like maybe he didn't pick up the cane. I didn't think it was likely that he missed the cane as well, but I guess he did.
Yeah, he did miss that cane, and we were not sure if that was going to bite him in the end. That or the boots. Neither one of you found the boots.
By the time I saw that you could finish Desert, I figured that maybe my only chance was that the boots were somewhere. I mean that the GT Big Key was on the torch. I figured that was my only chance at that point.
Where was your Master Sword?
I don't remember. Let me take a look.
PRD's Master Sword was in Back to Escape.
Oh,
Whereas yours, Boy, I believe, was in Ice Palace. I don't remember which room though.
yeah, I found it in on the far right side, like the bookshop or hammer area. In the normal big key chest, I think.
Yeah, I was hoping that maybe if you got the mitts early and opened up a lot of places to look, then maybe you'd spend time like wandering around checking all those locations. But like the seed just gave you everything like super early, so I didn't really see what my path to victory was.
Yeah, I felt a little behind, and the first second I got Dark World, I went right to Hype Cave, and I was planning on going to Pod after, but I found the mirror, and I was just like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go grab my mitts right now, and yeah, basically was able to go mode every dungeon beyond that except for Ice Palace, because that's where I found my sword.
So great series between the two of you. GG's to both of you on this race. Now He's Just a Boy. You're going to face Trip in the next round. Do you have any thoughts on your round 3 opponent?
Not really. I need to do some research. I'm not that familiar with him. I imagine we've raced together in the past. I've raced with quite a few people doing weekly races and daily races, so I just gotta do a little bit of research. But I mean, I feel like I have a gauntlet of opponents to face. I got no easy matches in this tournament. If I want to go far, I'm gonna have to play someone tough every round. So I totally give lots of respect to all my opponents, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, the farther you go in this tournament, the harder it's going to get for everybody. So don't count yourself out just yet. Anything could still happen in this tournament.
Oh yeah. Also starting from the bottom seed, I'm just bound to face hard opponents all the way too. So that didn't help myself in the opening brackets phase to come out on the bottom.
Well, you're proving yourself pretty well so far.
All right. Any final thoughts from anybody before we let everyone go? Going a little bit early today because of the jet seed here, but any final thoughts?
I just want to thank PRD. We had great matches. Unfortunately, none of them were close, and all of them easily could have been. And thank you to Lumoga and Amrith and Jinxie and Lopai, I think, is our tracker. Thank you guys. It's much appreciated.
Yep, same here.
All right. And thank you to both of you two for putting yourselves out there. prdwong, hope to see you back in the next few big events in the community. And He's Just a Boy, good luck in the rest of the tournament. Please give ZSR a follow, give our runners a follow, our tracker, our restreamer, and your co-commentators you've been listening to for the past hour and a half.
Thank you guys very much. It was an excellent race, fantastic commentary, and there is a lot more of the Challenge Cup coming in tomorrow. We have several races on Restream. I think a couple on GoMo podcast, some on CSR. So definitely be sure to tune in because there is some pretty incredible matchups coming your